reviewing part 2 of the reunion of season 1, the Academy. Um, it starts off with the girls kikiing, talking, laughing, and Hood Baby talks to. They're all outside giggling, which I don't understand. If you're just fighting somebody, why would we be outside giggling afterwards? That's besides the point. We're not doing that. And people start asking questions, and I guess they ask Cash like, what was the fight for, whatever, whatever. And they go on, and Hood Baby's like, everybody's just picking on me. I only fight if I had to fight. Because then they started talking about grades, and that's when Hood Baby says, I only fought if I had to fight. And I'm like, you did not fight because you had to fight. Like, a lot of stuff could have been avoided because you want to make tension and animosity and feel some type of way against people, especially with the Nas situation. I felt like she feels like Nas is prettier than she is, so she wanted to have problems with her. That's just what I think. And then they go, they transition to the van, right? And of course, Monty has to be a comedian, which, if y'all ever hear me say this, I don't dislike her. See, don't everything when I say stuff like that, I'm disliking somebody, I'm enjoying it. Monty goes to, as she's like, is anybody's spotty sore? Ha 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 ha. Like, bitch, we all old. You know my body sore. Like, I sleep wrong, my body hurt. And then they get out the van. They didn't know that they were going to be at a campsite, which they're at a campsite, which is understandable, but like, they act crazy. So then they go intense and change, and then Cash and her baby's having a conversation. You just fought her. Like, why are we talking to each other? And if it was that deep, I don't know. I'm under the impression that the drama is so serious that we had to fight, but now afterwards we're talking, like we're besties, and I'm not understanding that. Right? So other girls start pulling up. Not Hood Baby. Queen D pulls up. I do not get them mixed up. I don't know why I keep still doing that. But Queen D pulls up, and this time she's actually really cute. Like, her hair is adorable. She really looks good. Usually you come up there and you be like, what the fuck you got on? But today she really on one. So I'm happy for her, right? And I guess they see Heaven. So Heaven pulls up with a bob. And she was trying to go for that Edna bob, but it's working. It is there. Y'all know how I feel about Heaven. I really don't care much for her, so it is what it is. And then Heaven and Jess starts fighting, because of course Heaven's like, hello, how the fuck low? And I'm like, oh my gosh, do you ever get tired of it? Like, do you get tired of saying hello? So they go at it, boom, boom, like Jess is going at it, and Heaven goes to swing and miss. How you swing and miss? Like, and let's picture this. Jess is not a small person. It's not like she's like Brie and you could like barely see her. You could like Jess is there. I'm not calling her big, right? But like saying like you get what I'm saying. And then after that, it was Hood Baby and Heaven that go at it. I don't know why they're fighting, but they go at it, right? And I can't really tell who won in that fight. It is what it is. I'm just like, okay, whatever. They got their one out, right? And Heaven starts screaming afterwards. Like, I don't know what she's saying, but she's screaming and yelling and like being belligerent, whatever. And I'm floored. But they just, that's how she is. And during that time, all the girls are talking to each other, and Jess says to Shaka, well, if you have a problem with her, go at her. And Queen B's like, that's not your business, Jess. That's not your business. And I'm like, Queen B's being very dramatic. If Shaka didn't want people to tell her, like, if you have an issue, go address it, then don't tell people you have an issue. Only tell your friends. But she told people she had an issue, so that's why everyone wants her to go and, like, do her thing. And then that's when, like, Jess and Queen D get in a little argument. But I just think that Queen needs to stay in her place. Like, if you feel that way about your friend, you need to pull your friend aside and talk to her, not, like, in front of everybody. Alright? Well, about Shop, but not just because they're not friends. So then Heaven talks about how, so then they cut to Heaven, right? And Heaven's talking about how she's always want to be targeted. She's never let be like she's never told that like she needs to wear proper shoes. If you're coming to fight, always have sneakers. I thought that was a what is it? A generalized rule. Even if I don't care if we at home, at the store, if we on a show, always bring sneakers. Like, why would you always wear sandals? Can you? Ooh, she said something at the end, towards the end of the episode that we got to talk about. But like, why always have slippers on? But that's my thing. I'm gonna leave that alone. So the guys are showing us in the campsite, and he's letting them know the rules and how not to go on all this hoop de hoop. It's a lot of stuff, right? And they get first campsite, second campsite. I think they get to the third campsite, and Bree and Big Vern is there. And Monty wastes no time. Monty threw that wig off. And I was like, what the fuck? She saw her real good and took her wig off. And I guess she took a drink of water. And I don't want to say she purposely spit it on Brie. I'm not sure. But Brie comes up and she spits it on Brie and they go at it. And I'm not going to lie. She started windmilling. Right? Brie like this. Like this. Like she usually is. But then she did get a few good hits in and stuff like that. I'm always gonna say I think Monty win. I'm not gonna always say that, but like, Monty won that. And Brie need to stop putting her head down. She puts her head down and do like she's swimming. She just keeps going. And I'm not mad, like if that's how you go, I guess that works from where you are. But baby, you gotta actually know where your punches landing. You gotta have your head up. And then, they arguing, Monty not having it. So she wants to fight again, and Brie was like, I'm done, da 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 da. And of course, I would be done too, cause you just wanted your little 5 minutes. You wanted your little 5 minutes, and I'd be done too if Brie had me. I mean, not Brie. If Monty had me curled up in the fucking video. We've all seen the video on social media of them fighting. Well, she wasn't curled up, but she was laying on it like this. I'd be done too, because she had me, right? And then they go and they want to all sit in the semicircle and talk about what needs to be done amongst the women, right? And Sapphire is mad because Monty's upset. But if we remember correctly, she said prior to Sapphire, she keeps talking about my kids. She talks about my dad. She's talking about like my peoples, and she said, "I'm gonna turn it every which way but loose." That's what she said to her. Now it's a whole different thing because Sapphire wants to talk, and Sapphire said, "I'm getting mad now. This is ridiculous. Monty needs to shut the fuck up." Da 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 da. And I'm like, bro, why are you bringing people that you know want to fight each other, and then think that people are gonna be calm afterwards? You're wrong. And if that's because of what production wanted to do, well, production fucked you up. Right? Let's say this. Alright, so then, when everybody's in the semicircle, or... No. Everyone's not in the semicircle. Everybody's still standing up now. It is when Shava goes after Heaven. And I don't really remember that too well. It is what it is. It's Shava and Heaven fighting. It is, right? Let's go about that. But then they finally get to the semicircle, right? And Sapphire sees that Nash is upset, and she's like asking why, and Nash is like, I'm cool with both of them. Like, I'm cool with Bree and I'm cool with Monty. And it's really upsetting to her because she can't do nothing about it. Like, if she goes and takes Bree's hair out of Monty's hand, then Monty's gonna feel some type of way. And if she does the same for Monty, Bree's gonna feel some type of way. So either way, they're gonna be mad. So she doesn't know what to do. She's stuck in between, which I understand, right? I understand. And then it also goes back to them talking about Hood Baby. And Nash was like, well, she has a problem with people because people be talking about Hood Baby and saying that she's not a good person, but they want to still talk to her, be friends with her, fuck with her, and all this good stuff, right? And I also agree with Knowledge with that. Like, why would I want to be friends with somebody who's okay with being friends with somebody that's not up to their standard, right? Like my friend, yes, do we have our own disagreements? Of course. I stopped being friends with one of my friends for a reason, right? Like things happen, but that's not everybody else's business. And if they don't think I'm a good person, well, we need to talk about that. They don't have to say, well, she's. I don't even know what to say. But like, I don't think her baby's a good person. I think she might have good qualities. I don't think she's a good person. All right. So then they start introducing the girls, and they introduce Big Vern first. Why is she there? Mind you, I have no problems with Vern. I don't dislike her. I don't hate her. But why is she honestly there? She was on the what is it? She was on um, Zodiac House for 2.5 seconds, a half an episode. Why is she there? Like, what was the concept of? Like, if they brought anybody else from Zodiac House, I would understand. But they brought her, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand. But hey, whatever. Um, and then somebody said LaRue had a problem with them bringing new girls, and she did, and I understand why. Like, that's their reunion. Like, it is no reason to bring potential people on the reunion if they're gonna be on the next season. Like, let them have their season. And Cash just wanted to be offended so bad. Well, yeah. Whew, Lord. Okay. All right. We all know I don't like Cash. We do. We know that. Cash needs to be offended by a lot of shit, and not what LaRue said out her mouth. She's not being disrespectful. That's how she feels. She has every right to feel the way she feels. And if Cash really could comprehend, you would feel the same way. Because while they had old people on y'all reunion on South Central Baddies, it was unnecessary. There were no need for them to be there. So I understand why LaRue feels that way. Cash just wants to be offended because she wants to fight again. Cash wants to be on the next season. Like, babes, you're still gonna do what you've been doing, but your teeth got fixed. So I'm proud of you. All right, I'm gonna talk mine, but I'm proud that you got your teeth fixed. So we gonna leave that alone. And then Hood Baby and Heaven started arguing. Did it look too burnt, babe? I'm about to flip them over. Okay. Hood Baby and Heaven started arguing, and it turns out it is true. Heaven is an escort, and I am not surprised because I told y'all a few videos ago that she said she was. It was sayings, but now she confirmed it. So now we can call her what I call her, okay? And that is interesting. And then it turns out the reason they fought, Hood Baby and Heaven, was because Heaven called the cops on her. But she only got her escorted out of the hotel. She did not do anything else. That's what was said. Which, then Hood Baby wants to get up and fight her, and then you saw Hood Baby when she took her wig off, right? And then the whole backside, I don't know if it's shaved, but it looked like she ain't got none. All of it's gone. All of it. And I'm like, damn. But I don't want to say nothing too much. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, she bald headed. Because maybe she got alopecia. Maybe something really going on. And I don't want to discriminate against her. But just know, if it ain't, she ain't got no hair back there. All right? So while that's going on, then Sapphire acts like, okay, we're done. This is stupid. Like, let's start arguing. And then she asks, like, who really thought that they changed from this? And then Moni put her hand up, and she's trying to explain. And then, of course, here goes Bree. And then Moni was like popping her stuff, right? And Bree then says, I didn't say anything about your kids. I said something about your parenting. And she's like, because you just let your babies cry. And I'm like, and everybody's like, no, we're not going to. And she's like, because you're a horrible mom. Put some clothes on your kids. And I'm like, Bree. Right? And if people thought that Bree didn't deserve what she gets prior to this, she does. Because why are you talking? Like, leave the kids out of it. If you think she's a bad parent, just leave it alone. That's not your business. Alright? Just close your eyes. And I'm going to say this. Depending on how old her kids are, letting them cry is not a bad thing. Because maybe they're crying for nothing. She's the mom. She would know. We're outside looking at it. I don't know. I don't know why they're crying. So that's not my business. So then, of course, Monty pulls, like, stands up. And she's like, oh, she throws water on her. And Brie was like, she keeps coming close to me. I'm going to pick up something. Why not fight with your fist? Fight with your fist, Brie. Right? Fight with your fist. And then I don't know what happened. Like it's kind of, you know how they edit it, so you can't really see that well. And then I guess, like, security comes and gets Monty. So Bree still brings the chair and hits Monty with the chair. Then Lacey takes off on her, which I think is well deserved, right? Because first of all, we're not gonna talk about kids. Second of all, why are you picking up a chair? Like, if you're so grown, if you all about your shit, if you gonna pop it, then fight. Why are you doing this? And I don't feel bad for Brie. I really don't. Because she, during the argument, she's like, my words shouldn't affect you. Don't let my words affect you. At some point, somebody's going to get fed up. And your words going to affect them. And this goes back to writing a check that your ass can't cash. And Brie, your account is negative. You keep writing checks that are gonna bounce. Stop it. I'm over it. But that's her thing. And we will be back. I'm going to start watching Big Lex Baddies Collection because Miracle requested it. So I'm gonna do all of that. Hopefully I can get some videos out this week about it. And we're gonna go on. I plan on reviewing Jocelyn Cabaret, New York, and The Mint with Jessica Dime. And I could, sometimes I'll be watching this at work. Side note. And I can't watch The Men at work because they be naked. And I might get fired.